to face stiff resistance from some in the GOP, as well, obviously, as some Democrats. Joining me now is one of those Republicans, Congressman without reservations about the American Healthcare Act, Ted Yoho of Florida. Congressman, thank you for being with us. I was listening to a conversation you were having with Craig Melvin yesterday, just before I came on to talk about health care. And it caught me, something you said caught me as remarkably honest and forthright, and I want to have this conversation with you. I think that health care coverage is to some degree an ideological issue. There are people who believe that everybody should be covered, and most other developed nations in the world, in fact, all of them have a universal health care system where it's a right. Everybody gets to be covered. And there are those who believe it's not a right. And I think you said to Craig yesterday that you're one of those people who thinks it's not a right. You should have access to it, but it's not a right that you be covered.
Right, Ali, and I thank you for having me on. And I think that's the fundamental argument that we need to have, and that's what I've been saying all along. Whose responsibility is it to have health care? You're not responsible for me or my family's health care or anybody else in America, provided I'm able to take care of myself and my family. And I think we need to make sure that the markets are free markets where I have access to that, where I can shop around to get that kind of coverage. We have government programs for the VA, we have Medicare, we have Medicaid that take care of people and was set up specifically to take care of the indigent, the disabled, the people that can't take care of themselves, the elderly that can no longer provide for themselves. And it's a good program. I mean, it's been around for a long time. Unfortunately, we're in this debate now, and candidate Obama, before he got elected, he was in an interview, and they asked him specifically, is health care a right?
Yeah.
Or is it a privilege, responsibility of the individual? And he didn't miss a lick. He said it is a right that the government should provide for people. Okay, I disagree with that, and the people that sent me here disagree with that.
And I appreciate your forthrightness on it. I'm not going to debate that issue with you. What I do want to ask you, though, is if it is if it's not a right, why then should this Republican bill have any tax credits at all? Why don't we just go to a free market system? I've made the argument day after day that there is no working free market healthcare system anywhere in the world, but it seems to be what you think should work, right?
Well, we have free markets in so many other industries in America, how you buy your house and things like that. It can work that way. But
sir, you understand the key difference there, right? That a house, if you don't buy it, nothing's going to happen to it. With health care, for-profit health insurance companies will not insure sick people willingly.
Yeah, but if I don't buy a house, I can't live indoors. My wife, she's got bad habits. She likes to live indoors.
Right, okay. But you understand what I'm saying. Why, in your view, is there any tax credit offered to anybody for health care? In a free market system, insurance companies would be competing with one another to get your business.
Absolutely, but this came in 1940s during the war era, where it incentivized people to have health insurance because of the lack of the jobs and the economy was so disrupted. So this is something we built on, and it's kind of like a Rube Goldfarb type of thing. You just keep adding and adding. This is a time for us to go ahead and clean up the system, go back to more free markets and access. We can't do that right now because of the Affordable Care Act. It has the individual mandates, the employer mandates, that an insurance company right now cannot offer an insurance plan, and that's why we're introducing a bill to hold harmless insurance companies that will give them the flexibility right now to start offering insurance plans before the Affordable Care Act gets repealed.
Congressman, I'm enjoying the conversation. I want to invite you back. The House Intelligence Committee on the Russia probe is about to talk. I can't even keep up with the amount of breaking news there is today. Please come back. I want to continue this conversation with you.
I would like that opportunity.
All right, Congressman Ted,
because we've got to fix this for the American people.
I'll continue to